Hi, Mr. Levy, Global Credibility Expert. Hey, keep the questions, comments coming. Uh, I am going to answer as many credibility questions as I can in 10 minutes. And once a week, there'll be another video out. And maybe I shouldn't say the time because maybe it'll be once a day. We'll see. We'll figure that out. Okay. So, Jason was going to ask you about credibility in regards to case studies. We have NDAs with every client we work with. And when prospective new clients ask about case studies, we can't give them any. Would you recommend an alternative form of social proof? Oh, absolutely. So, case studies and testimonials are fantastic. If you're under NDAs, obviously you can't get those directly. Sometimes there are people who will give you those without using their company name or industry name. In other cases, what you need to do for testimonials is you can say, I worked with a Fortune 500 company in this industry. Clearly, if it's not so easy to draw a conclusion of specifically who you worked with, you can give generic comments that way. People absolutely know that there are many contractual obligations that say we can't talk about, or you can't talk about who you've worked with, because there's an implied endorsement. Some of those are silly from old days, and some are not. But you do need to keep track of your obligations and do the right thing. So you can say, I've worked with people in these industries and this, or companies in these industries, and this is what we used. Sometimes you could do specific references. Sometimes if you create a podcast show, you can have your clients come on to the podcast. Now they can come on with their name and title and not specifically talk about your company, what they did for you under their company brand, but they could talk about you in other ways. So there are other ways to get it. Sometimes they'll give you LinkedIn profile endorsements. So you could ask for that. And when it's on the LinkedIn profile, you can actually cut and paste that as is. I'd be a little bit careful on those things. And it typically, if you have a contract in place not to do that. The interesting part, create other assets, create other social proof assets, books, articles, as I mentioned, podcast or vlog, other things that will get people focused on you. And third, inside your company, start drawing out the expertise of each and every one of those people who work for you. Anyone who is customer facing in any way, or in some cases, people who are not customer facing, if they're doing something interesting, you should encourage them, if they're interested, in doing things a little more publicly, so people get to know, like, and trust them outside. And when they go back to their profile, they see they work for your company. The more social proof, the more people who are drawing people in, the better opportunities you're going to get eyes on you, the more people will be able to see you. So anyhow, Jason, thank you so much for that question. All right, Carla, I've been pondering something. Mitchell. Is it more profitable to offer content that helps entrepreneurs run their business, or that helps individuals increase their personal power and joy? This is a really interesting question. And I don't know if it's a credibility question, or we'll put it in a different way. If I answer that question, that's a lack of credibility question. What I'm going to say is you need to figure that out. It needs to be, where do you have joy? Where do you love what you do? Where are your clients? Where do they exist? How easy is it for you to reach them? How much satisfaction do you get on satisfying each of those? If they're of equal import, right? Then okay, then which set of clients are more apt to pay you? How could you truly hit the desire that they have and you have to serve your clients? If you understand your CPOP, your customer point of pain, it'll be a lot easier for you to choose who to play with. And let's say it's equal. Well, then run a couple experiments. If you want, just run 2 free experiments, one in each camp, and see which one's more fun. Or start charging for what you're doing in each area. And at the end of the day, look back and see what worked for you, which was fun, which paid more, which is easier to secure the next one. And if you really are either or, then make a point in time where you're actually going to choose and then move in that direction. Because the more singularly focused you can be on who you are and who you serve and your CPOP, the easier it is for you to be memorable, the easier it is for people to share you, the easier it is for you to get the social proof necessary, and the much more, I don't know, fun and enjoyment you have because you have more people knocking on your door. Carla, thank you so much for that question. I think we have time for one more. Islan, thanks for your question. Question for you, Mitchell Levy. Does doing sales and cold outreach reduce your credibility? I wish demand for our services would just go through the roof without doing sales. So there are so many answers to that question. First, I'm going to open up my book, and I want to open up to AHA number 8. And I'll just you could read it there. It's really interesting, right? And it came about, if you don't want to talk about yourself and your credibility, and your competition does, who's going to get the job? Not you. So people think about sales as a 4-letter word. People think about marketing as, art, science, whatever. Here's the thing. When you were born, you were a salesperson. As you're growing up, you're a customer service person. When you want to do things, you're a marketing person. You can't just, we were taught in the industrial race to take on these silo mentalities, to do things that, let's do one thing and do only one thing. And I do want you to stay focused on what you do. However, in today's world where everyone has one of those cameras and everyone has one of those microphones, it is important for you to be able to talk about, hopefully, your passion. If you're not doing your passion, then you should probably find something you can do that's your passion. If your passion is that customer point of pain, it's your compass that guides you, talking about what you love doing, that's your purpose, that should be easy. And what happens is when you've articulated that CPOP and then start reinforcing it by doing your LinkedIn profile being search engine optimized for your CPOP, your website being search engine optimized for your CPOP, testimonials, video testimonials from others talking about what you do and how you satisfy them, that helps draw people, and you magnetize your CPOP so more people come your way. So to me, sales is not a 4-letter word. Sales is an opportunity when you're talking to someone who could really use your service. You're helping to paint for them a better way, a better life, a better existence, a better whatever it is that they have for them going forward. If it's a B2B company, you're providing an opportunity. You're seeing something that their company would be that much better with your service being part of. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're trying to paint a better future for them. And if you want to call that sales, great, but let's call that you trying to service your purpose and deliver value for your clients. And in doing so, they're better off. It's no longer sales. It's fun. Anyhow, so thanks for the question. I really appreciate it. And guys, that's it for today. Feel free to reach out to me on email or in social media. I'll be collecting comments from everywhere and or respond here with the next question that you have. If you have a credibility question, I'm happy to ask. I think, I don't know if I need to say this, but we don't like hate. We don't want any of those silly things. We'll delete if we can those sort of comments. If you're very curious about yourself and your credibility and your company's credibility and how to move that forward, ask a question. We'll do our best to respond. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye now.